So this video I made this environment design was for the challenge on artstaion back in the day for feudal job on the Shogun challenge. Let's see it. Here another problem, same as always. I should have cut this section. Even at that moment I didn't use any video editing software. It's very bad, like to start a video like this. You can still see the UI interface, the pivot point. You should avoid it. Okay, here is the first problem. Even at that moment I didn't know how to fix. I even didn't know what is the problem that I can't use as much grass as I want. Like I saw this in other video games, in AAA games, that they cover the whole scene with grasses. Why I can't do this? And later on I found out the problem is with my shader complexity. I made a tutorial in my channel, you can see it. I definitely advise you to see it. I'll put the link in the description. It can help you a lot. You can fix your shaders complexity and use as much foliage as you want in your scene. And the second problem is right here. There are two trees right next to each other. I should have just moved it a bit, like make a distance between these two, or delete one of them. I forgot to fix this one. And the next thing I want to tell you about it, that look, you can't see the horizon, that weird line between the clouds and the horizon, because I covered the back section, the distance, with this mountain. It's very helpful. It's really better. It's very professional. And I'm sorry to stop it again. When I made this section, I wanted this to be like a pathway to here. I could have just added more grasses here, painted the last landscape in the middle with the desert material, so the player know where he wants to go. It's not a playable scene or anything like that, but if it was a game, I couldn't use this type of this thing, you know. I should have changed it a bit. And let's get back a bit again. Here you can see cool distance. It's a bit better than last time. Last time was awful. Like everything appeared out of nowhere. And one thing that I want to talk about, I used level of details here manually for every single tree here. And you can see that you can't even notice it, because I made a great job with it. Like the tree doesn't change suddenly out of nowhere when you go near it. It changes slowly as you go near it, as you walk towards it, and it can help your performance a lot. I'm happy that I know about this level of detail thing. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so one thing that I want to talk about is this section. As you can see, my landscape material, the grass section, is repeating itself. You can see the same pattern here. It's very bad thing. You should avoid it at any cost. There is a tutorial on video. I'll put the link in the description that shows you how to avoid this pattern thing, this repetition. And the next thing that I want to talk about is, as you can see, this particle system, the falling leaves. I wanted to start it like when I moved the camera right here, they were already falling, but no, they started when I put my camera here. I don't know why and I don't know how to fix it, but you should avoid it at any cost. I'm pretty sure you can find the solution, but yeah, that was one of the problems. And the next thing that I want to talk about, I spent a lot of time on the lighting because at that moment I knew it's an important thing. It really changed the mood and the atmosphere of the scene and the level. It's very important. Like, if I just left it as it was, it could be much more different than what you see right here. It could be very, very messed up and very bad. Lighting is important. You have to always work on it. Always make the best lighting possible for the game, for the scene. Let's continue. Here is the next problem. My camera just, how should I say it? Did you saw that? My camera just ran into that branch. I should have just moved this fallen tree a bit or moved my camera. It's not a good thing. Nobody wants to see the camera float into the branch of a dead tree. And look at the lighting, how make everything different, make everything better. So here is one thing that I want to talk about. Look at the ground. It's supposed to be blood, but it's like a paint. It doesn't feel like blood. It's because of the roughness. The roughness is on 1. It's full. I should have do the opposite thing. It shouldn't be so much rough. It should reflect a bit of light. You know, like that's one of the problem. It doesn't feel like a blood. And here is the next thing. Next thing. I'm sorry. Next thing. Look at the asset. You can see this part is dark, but this part is lighting. Like the light is coming through it. It's because of the UV map. I made a trouble UV map, and that's why the UV map is overlapping. That was the error. I didn't know at the time. I just found out about it like a week later after I finished the level design. And you should avoid it. It's very bad. It's very weird. You can see on every single one of assets in this level design. It also appears on the trees, but that's not a big issue. Like, you can notice it. You cannot notice it. But here on these assets, you can notice it. Like, why it should be like this? The light goes through this section, but not this one. It's very bad thing. You should always be careful with your UV maps and to avoid overlapping. I'm sorry again, but as I said, look at this repetition, look at this pattern. It's very bad. You should avoid it. And again here, the light is coming through this asset. Make it that part dark and that part bright. So as you can see, the camera goes from the bridge to this mansion, house, or whatever you want to call it, at the speed of light. That is not a good thing, not at all. You should avoid it at any cost. Like, I didn't have enough time. The challenge was supposed to end in about 3 or 2 hours or something like that, and it was at 4 a.m. and I was tired. I was so tired I couldn't redo anything, so I just I just used this one. But if I had more time, if I had more energy, I would redo this. I didn't want this thing happen. That camera run through the scene at the speed of light is a very bad thing. You should always be careful when you're making the video. And one thing that you can notice is that there is no more UI interface. There's no more weird things. It's a full screen in the best way possible. And here again, as I said, the problem with the camera motion. The last part was at the speed of light, and here it is slow. It's super slow right now. And one thing that I want to tell you about is the location of assets. I read somewhere that how should say it? Like, why there is a chair here? It makes no sense. The position and the location of your assets should make sense. And this is one of my problems, and I still have this problem. I can't make sense out of my designs, out of my levels, out of my environments. I should really work on it. You should really work on it to make sense out of everything. Like, why there is something like temple door on the mountain? Like, why? One thing that I want to mention is how badly I use the decals on these two walls. Let's take a moment and look at these walls. It's very bad. I could avoid it, I could make better thing, but like, this part is better. These parts are good. But this one is very messed up, very weird. And part of the decal is overlapping to the landscape. And again, as I said, very slowly camera motion. It could be a bit faster. And one thing that you can notice right here, you can't see any grasses. It's because of the call distance that I used. I had to do this because if I had to show my grasses, it could take much performance. It was because the shaders complexity was very bad. I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know what was the problem. But if I want to redo this, I can fix it, and you can see the grasses. All you have to do is just to fix the complexity shaders complexity. It can make your scene 100 times better. And one thing that I want to mention is that this wall is modular. You can just like, this wall is not that long. It's just like from here to here or something like that. You could just add them together, like connect them together, and it makes a seamless, perfect wall. I did a bad job right here. You can see that very seamless light, but that's not a big deal. Always try to make your assets to be modular. It can save you tons of time, and it can be 100 times better. And one thing that I want to talk about is that this part of the house is going through the wall. I should have avoided it. Avoid that. And as you can see, this house should be ruined. It's good and all, but maybe I should have destroyed a bit of this section of the wall, so it makes more it seems more realistic. Something that could be better if I've done it. as you can see, the grass and the flowers just popped up out of nowhere. I could have done better job with the call distance. And as you can see, I didn't manage to sync the music with the video. I could have fixed it, but again, as I said, I didn't have time and I didn't have energy. I just had to finish my job in like 1 hour, 2 hours, something like that. Like the music is finished, but the video is still going on. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely check out my profile on artstaion. Check out my environment designs, my projects. Hope you like it. Check out my other videos, my other tutorials, and leave a like if you like it and dislike it if you don't like it. Leave a comment, tell me what you think about the video. Tell me if you want to do any tutorials. Maybe I can do it. I'll make a tutorial if I be able to. And see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.